Hello Gearspace. My name is Mark. I'm from Sucofunk. This is an open source project. Sucofunk is the brand name. Beatmaker Sketchbook is the product name. It's the device over here, or over there, and it's an open source hard and software project. So it's based around the TNC microcontroller. The TNC microcontroller has a huge audio library and a community around it. And you can use this device just to, if you prototype some ideas, you can upload the firmware to this device, and you have some like 2 octaves of keys to play with, 4 encoders, one of those faders. So you can use this as a basis to test your ideas, or you can just use the firmware that I made, and it's a sampler, sequencer / groovebox, and it's open source too, and you can even use the source code. It's available on GitHub as a basis for your own projects. So let me show you how my firmware works. Don't wonder, I just removed the acrylic glass over here for the lighting condition of the Superbooth. So when you power up the device, you just select one of your songs that you already did, or create a new project. I'm just using the demo song I'm showing everyone at Superbooth. And the firmware, it's divided into 4 parts. We have behind each encoder, there's one part of the software. There's a sampler behind this one, a sequencer behind that one. I call it Sketchbook. More to this in a few seconds. There's an arrange mode to bring patterns into an order to make a song, and there's a live mode to perform something live. That's why I have this finger drumming pad over here, and there's a synthesizer module. So those are the 4 parts of the software, what you can do with it. As I said, it's open source. There's a supporter screen in here. You can always open it, and you can get, if you support the project, you can get your name on the screen of the firmware, and everyone who's using one can see that you supported it. So let's come back to the features. Let's go to the sampler. We have 24 keys here, and behind each and every note key, you can put one sample. You can assign one sample to one of those keys. We have 3 banks. Maybe you can see, I hope you can see the indicator over here. So we have in total 72 sample slots per project. And we go to an empty sample slot. You can browse through the internal SD card. Over here, I converted the whole sample swap and samples from Mars libraries, just for my own project or for my own purposes. And you can just, I just open something to show you. Just scroll through it, and then just select whatever you like. I don't like this one, but never mind. Select the sample, and then it's here in the project at this point. You can, like with every sampler, you can, for example, cut samples, select start and end point, and now comes the fader into the game. You can just easily move the start and end point, do a bit more fine-grained here, and if you do like a key combination, you can even go on bit level. Normally it's just the cut goes to the next zero cut of the waveform in the line. Besides the samples on the SD card, you can use the internal microphone to sample something, and the line-in connector, so you can record something. You can also resample what you're doing, for example in the live mode, and you can combine it with the microphone or line-in to keep it short. And then you have up to 72 samples per project. Now I need this to get into the sequencer. I call it Sketchbook because the sequencer, it's a matrix. It has 8 rows, like 8 channels, and it's almost endless. And on each and every step of the sequence, you can put samples and then play it back. This is just one example, like the demo song I made. And it's playing from left to right, like a 90 degrees turned tracker, and we have different zoom levels. So we can zoom right in. So this would be like on a 4/4 takt. It would be like 64 notes, and we can do add swing to each and every note. This would be like this. And so with this swing and this resolution, we have the same resolution as one of those old MPCs for doing micro timing stuff. For each sample, you can adjust the volume, the panning, the pitch, and probability. Let's see what sample we have here. It's like does this kick drum. Let's pitch it up. So the basic stuff. Back to the normal C4. To show you some about the we can do you can slice this huge matrix into patterns and just jump to them. So we go to the left one because I showed the people before about the. This is just 2 hi-hats and they have swing and they are grouped together and you can lower the swing or even turn it off. There's another hi-hat in the underdone level. But I guess you can understand what the idea behind it is. Beside, what else can you do? You can move samples around on the grid, drop it somewhere else. You can double them. You can copy and paste them somewhere. You can delete them, and you can also do like spans. I hope you can see it on the camera. There's this yellow frame. You can just use one area. You can clear it and clear if you don't like it. But you can also make references, save references to one of those frames. They can be just from somewhere out of the whole sequence. And then you can reuse them in the live mode that I'll show you afterwards. But with those patterns, you can use them to arrange them to a song in the arrange mode. I just missed to tell you, you can also trigger external MIDI gear. Those are the blue notes in here. And if you're playing in longer samples, you can change the parameters like velocity, panning, and pitch over time while it's playing on each and every step of the grid cell. So let's go to the arrange mode. So I just arranged some patterns of this to a song. So it starts with the pattern 1, then comes number 3. Pattern 2 is playing 2 times now. And then pattern 4 2 times, 5, 3, and so you get a whole song. So you can repeat as much as you want one pattern. Okay, enough for this song. You can also do different multiple creations, so it's always playing up to the end of the line and starting at the next one. If an empty cell is there, then it stops. And now let's go to the live mode. We have the same principle as in the sampler. We have 3 banks, and on each button you can assign something, like samples or those references, the frame that were selected in the sequencer. And you can sync them in. You see this one is playing. Now we take the hi-hat part. Now, okay, we didn't have time to see the syncing. It's blinking to wait to get synchronized. Okay, and then you can play this in the background and play samples over it. We can trigger the samples via external MIDI gear. So there are a lot of options to if you have this sample, you can say play it complete, play it forward, play it backward, assign a MIDI note to it, change some parameters, and then if you design it like this, it's just at this one button. So if it's assigned if a MIDI note is assigned, you can trigger it from external. almost no latency. So for open source, I guess this is pretty good. You can play up to 8 samples at a time with aftertouch. So yeah, with aftertouch, and you can play your composition in the background and play over it if you want to. Then a very nice feature is we can scratch samples. So the faders coming back into the game. You can, if you have a sample, like take this one, you can say it's scratchable or not. This one is scratchable, we set it, and we play it. And now we can use this fader to scratch it. Forward, 100% forward, 100% backward. In the middle, it's stopping. And now I just show you there's a mute button for the scratch samples. And now it's with one hand a bit difficult. So wait a second. Okay, and you can play your song in the background and then scratch over it, whatever you want to do. What else do we have? We can also use like this sample. We have the switch button. We can turn the piano keyboard, and you can play chromatically pitched the sample over 6 octaves, chromatically pitched. Yeah. This is something to have a lot of fun, I think, for playing live, for composing, and as I said, it's open source, it's Teensy based. If you don't want this firmware, just program your own, build your own synthesizer, whatever. Just use it as a basis to play around, or use the firmware. I would really be appreciated if someone is using it, because I was spending like 3 years of my spare time into it, and I guess it's something that makes fun to play with.
Where can people get it?
Where can you get it? There are 3 kits left. We made a workshop this morning, 3 down there. So if you want one, I can give you one now, but during the video that's not possible. Usually we are not doing workshops with this kit, so I just made a small series, about 30 devices. You can just go to my website. It's Sucofunk. I don't know if you can see the QR code from the screen. Otherwise, it's Sucofunk.com, and you see the information. There's a contact form, and you can just send me an email about if you want to buy one. Currently, I'm figuring out the prices. The price of the device, and as after 2 days of Superbooth, it seems to be 800 euros roundabout. After Superbooth, I'm just interviewing the people. There will be a fixed price for this, and it's open source, and I do everything myself because I'm really proud of it. Even the keycaps, I made molds for it, and they are perfect. In the beginning, I was thinking, oh, maybe this one is perfect. And then a friend of mine with really sensitive fingers, he was playing with this and he said, no way, that's impossible. So I made new ones. So now it's all perfect, I guess, for a nice playing feeling. Okay, that's it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.